In this video I'm going to present the match between Carlsen and Aronian, two fantastic players play together in this Julius Baer Generation Cup, a knockout system. A very important tournament actually. They play together and we have some very interesting moments. Before see the games itself, we should say something about this Carlsen-Niemann debate actually, and the feed. As you can see here, they created a statement. Actually they said that Carlsen didn't correctly handle all the situation because he just stopped playing a tournament of single cut. He ran away, and after this, in this particular tournament, as we're going to see the games, he resigned after the move number 2, and they said this is not very good for chess popularity. Actually, this is what happened, and they are going to take some measures in the future actually against the cheating. They are going to do something. We are going to see what they are going to do. And again we can see now another picture in which Magnus managed to beat Aronian 3 against 1 and go forward to play against the Kh8. Kh8 is a very strong player, very young and strong player. He worked together with Leko actually. He's a very talented. He managed to beat Pragmananda with 3 against 1. I really like this Indian player. I really like him. He is very serious actually. Young, very serious and very talented. Niemann, on the other hand, lost to Levon 1.5 against 2.5. He won the first game. Niemann won the first game, but after that he managed to lose the other games actually, and he knocked out. He went out of this tournament, out of business. And then Eric Gaisi managed to win this another young player actually, and we have another semi-final. Very interesting games actually are going to happen, and here Carlsen had the white pieces against the Aronian. They started like this with the Queen's Gambit pawn, and Aronian just captured here. Very interesting actually. This system is very interesting. I never use it serious by myself, but this is very interesting because it's very easy to play. The Queen's Gambit accepted, and usually you're going to have the isolated pawn because we can play something like that, and after e3 we have some exchanges there, and white will have this isolated pawn. Now the game continued a little bit, and you can see black has the queen side pawn majority, 3 against 2 pawns, and white would like to do something in the king side, so he played this aggressive move queen on g4. His idea is to overprotect that pawn, to place the bishop here on b2 and try to create some attack against the enemy king side. This is white's idea, and he's threatening actually because strategically he is threatening strategically. If black managed to stop this one, stop this attack, then he will have a pawn majority in the other side of the board, and black would like to exchange these light square bishops in order to create a passed pawn, something like that, to play c4 or something like this. But right now Carlsen is attacking. He was lower in the time actually. He played that one, and now f5, very nice move, very nice. Both of these moves was very nice by Aronian because he stepped aside his king in order to attack the queen. The queen went back, and now he is overprotecting this pawn in order to put his bishop on b2. But on the other hand, we can see that this pawn is backward. White cannot easily push it forward, and black is controlling that square. Maybe he would like to attack that pawn, and he need to stop any attacking ideas against g7. So we have this one. He played there, creating a little more space about the rook, and after this Carlsen is continue attacking with his h pawn. We have that one, exchanging the bishop, exchange one of the attackers to decrease white's activity, and now we have the exchanges, and Carlsen found the momentum actually to play this really nice move g4 because black cannot really recapture the rook here. If he just captured the rook, he is going to be checkmated. So he had this momentum to push forward the pawn, liberate a little bit his pieces. But after this Aronian played that move. He played there, and after this move here Carlsen played another tactical shot actually, and this is rook to e8. Similarly as previously, he cannot really take the rook because after all of these exchanges we can checkmate on g7. So he played that one, but he is not generating really a lot of threats. His position didn't give him anything more than that actually. And here Aronian played that move, this calm move, because now we don't have the light square bishops. The king can be again on this diagonal, and after that move attacking the rook, he went here. And now the problem starts phasing actually, because what white is going to do? The bishop is under threat, the rook is very nicely placed on the second rank, and in the next week I'd like to mention you here that in the next week I'm going to release the new course about the positional playing. You're going to learn a lot of interesting things there. How to put your pieces in the best squares, like this one in the second rank. And now we have some exchanges, and after that he went here. We have this one. Carlsen obviously tried to do something to open the enemy king side, and the game continued with c4. You can see white didn't generate any threat right now against the king or the other piece or something, so black is just in time to push forward his majority. He would like to create a passed pawn there and create real troubles, because who is going to stop this passed pawn? We have the exchanges there, and after this move he played very nice here. He didn't push the pawn, he played very nicely rook to c3, because he's attacking the queen. Now he played that one. He would like to play something like this in the appropriate moment, maybe to play something like that to open up the enemy king. And look at that, Aronian played very nicely with a beautiful technique, we can say. He gave a check here, the king can step aside, and now he pinned the bishop. So the bishop is pinned, he's threatening the bishop, so the queen cannot do a lot of things. And after this move, defensive move, he don't like to do these defensive moves, but he cannot do anything at all. He's not pushing his pawn forward, but he would like to make sure that he's going to exchange the enemy pieces, create some weaknesses, and Carlsen didn't have a lot of freedom here to perform counterplay. And after this we have one exchange, and after that a check in order to exchange more pieces, because as many pieces as he exchanged, so powerful the pawn could be. And after this he just exchanged more. He cannot exchange the queens obviously, so he's going to lose another pawn right now with check. And after king g3 he played here, and he played that one. Again, the game is not completely winning here, because maybe Magnus had some ideas to give some perpetual check, for example something like this, and go that. So Aronian need to protect a lot of entry squares. The situation is a little tense actually, because we have the queen in game, but right now black queen is performing fantastic job there, protecting everything. And after that he played the check. Would you like to become sure and get stable result at chess? Then I'm recommending you this training program divided in years according to FIDE rating, for example 800, 1000, 1100, 1200. And if you click in any of these links, then you can see the curriculum of each lesson. Here you can see a small video and a very detailed description of the lesson. Please also notice that you can see a lot of puzzles, try to solve them. We have puzzles with 10 questions for every single training program. It's completely free and you can try it out. The basic methodology of the training program is that we get the basic ideas, then we have illustrative chess examples, specific exercises for each theoretical lesson, and last but not least the final conclusions. The main difference from other programs is that here we are going to analyze the typical opening errors, how to avoid them, the characteristic middle game errors of each level, learn the basic endgames, and last but not least the visualization program. This is very important because it will help you to foresee the chess move ahead and calculate better comparing to your opponents. You can get the package of 4 of these training programs, which contain 95 theoretical lessons, approximately 780 minutes. It analyzed 800 games in this fantastic final prize. So time for action is now, and click the link in the description. He went back, and he went all the way back in order to stop all of the checks. We don't have a check like this, not like that actually. And after that he just pushed the pawn on a5. We have another interesting moment, because after this Carlsen was just in time to collect that pawn, but Aronian calculated accurately that he can play the queen here on b2, and he was happy to sacrifice back one pawn in order to have this construction and start pushing his pawn forward. Now Carlsen has two ideas. One of them is the defensive, the passive, to protect the pawn, to stop it with a queen in front of it, and he calculated that he cannot really do this because we have the exchange of the pawns and we have a race, but black is faster. White is just one move ahead in order to create a new queen and perform a checkmate, because here black has the turn, and after this he can collect the powerful white pawn, or this poor pawn that went so far. So Carlsen cannot go on b5 actually. After this pawn race he went here, and now he is forced to go back. Sooner or later he's going to play there in order to stop that pawn, and now the position is very difficult actually. He can start pushing the pawn forward or the king here, but he played another mistake here. He played this terrible mistake, so he lost another pawn with check actually, and he's resigned. He resigned here actually. He resigned after this. He wasn't actually panicked because he just lost one game and he has 3 more games to play. So we have the second game here. We have a Taras. They played the Taras actually, and the important moment actually in the Taras, he played a lot of moves. In this Taras opening he played that one, Aronian. He was very relaxed actually with the draw. He cannot save the draw because he was ahead on score. And after this we have queen here. He captured there. He would like to exchange pieces, and after all of these exchanges here it's black's turn, and this is a very nice moment because black can give this check actually, and after that he can collect the pawn back. But we have an open center, and it is extremely difficult to imagine one player to fight for the win here. It's extremely difficult actually because the position is calm. For that reason Carlsen didn't give this check actually, and he tried to complicate a little bit the scenario, the game, and he played this nice developing move, knight to c6. Maybe he would like to put here the rook. He is little ahead in the development, and he is not in a hurry to capture that pawn, but he has a threat. He has a threat to capture that pawn. And sometimes you see the threat is stronger than execution actually. I didn't say this in my Greek video. You are happy to listen it here. So we have this move knight to c6, keep everything open, and here Aronian played badly actually, extremely bad move. He played a terrible move. He played bishop on d3. We're going to see why. The best, or one of the best moves, a cool move, was bishop to e2, very secure move, and after that he's going to castle here. But after this he forget actually, or he didn't foresee this long castling, and now he is in a big trouble because black is threatening something like that, to pin the bishop like this or here. And the first move that came into my mind was this one, in order to protect the bishop, and after that castling. But after bishop on g4 he's threatening to exchange everything. He's threatening this one. The bishop has a lot of problems, the knight is coming, so he's completely losing here. And he played castling in any case, sacrificing the piece, try to do something, but after this move you see black is trying to consolidate everything. The queen can block any checks there, and the king is extremely secure. He can put the piece here on c6, and after this he just keep everything under control, because you can close the line like this. We have some moves here, and after this he just exchanged here. He played queen there, and he cannot really do a lot of things. Aronian cannot do a lot of things, and after this check he can put the knight back actually, and after some moves he resigned. So the game was 1+1. It was equal. Now Carlsen had the white pieces and started the game like this: knight to f3, tried to avoid any gametes, any ideas, and after that he played d4 very solidly, and after this now he plays c4, and after pawn takes, the queen's gambit accepted again. He played the move queen to a4. This reminds me the Catalan. This is a very well-known Catalan idea in which in any moment that black is going to capture that pawn, you have this very solid check, and then you can capture the pawn. This is not the best move actually, according to the theory. Maybe black can equalize, but you will have the equal pieces, the same pieces as your opponent. The game developed actually with a lot of moves here. Aronian played very aggressively with the black pieces, maybe he would like to win here the game, and he sacrificed the pawn in order to have this position. And now right now you see he played this move g5, another very aggressive approach. And after this he's trying to escape from this diagonal so he can recapture with the pawn here. We have that one, and after this he just sacrificed the knight. He played rook to g8. He would like blood actually, he would like to do something. And after this he played here, and after that he just castle, double the rook on the g file. His idea is dangerous. He would like to capture an f4, opening the line and attack the g2 pawn, right? And Carlsen here found something really nice, and he found this move g4. He would like to stop everything, to calm down the enemy activity, and after that he found another very important move. This is diagram position. You are very welcome to pause here actually and try to find the best move. It is white's turn. This is a very well-known idea on breakthrough, and he would like to play this move g4 in order to close the lines and attack the two of the pieces. But he cannot really do it because the pawn is there, and he found this idea e4. He's going to capture something like this, to capture something like that, or if you just capture something, then he can push the pawn forward. Very typical idea on the breakthrough. His opponent played like this, we have that. Now he recaptured with the queen. Aronian is still trying to do something. He's attacking the pawn, and now he found this very nice defensive idea in order to exchange the bishops. And after this the position is more calm for white, and black cannot really continue his strong attack. And now we have that one. He captured like this, he protect everything, he went forward with the pawns there, and he protect the knight, and he won the game. Aronian resigned actually. And the last game was this one, Aronian with the white pieces. We have this Carlsen favorite system. I like it with the black pieces. It's a very nice system actually, and white has to play c3 and d4. This is the best if you like to do something with white. But Aronian had another idea. He played like this, and after many moves we have a stable position, a little more stable position for black. And here is white's turn. As you can see, black is threatening that knight. Obviously this check is nothing because black can take this one with the rook, giving the rook for the two minor pieces, and then black will be better. And Aronian here put his imagination, and he found this very nice aggressive idea to sacrifice the knight. And it's a little problematic for black actually, because if he just captures with the king, we will have again this rook lift, or he just captures with the queen right now, and we have again this rook lift, and black cannot really escape because this bishop is powerful in the open diagonal, and we're threatening rook to h3. So he played this very nice move f4, realizing that he's going to give some material here. He's going to give his queen, and after this he just captured. We have the exchanges, and now we have another situation in which white has an extra queen, but black has three pieces for the queen, and white has an extra pawn. But black can organize his defense actually, and it's extremely difficult to play against these pieces, against these three pieces. We have this one. White is going to capture another pawn, and after that he played here to exchange this one. He cannot really continue playing a lot of moves right now. It's extremely difficult to do something. Black has very solid position, and now we have a lot of exchanges here, a lot of exchanges of the pawns, and he played h4 to do something. My computer suggests something like this. It's give the advantage to white pieces, but I don't feel so comfortable actually to play with the white pieces, because after this black is not forced to capture on e5. After this we cannot really penetrate to capture something, because rook f6 is protecting everything, the knight is protecting that pawn actually. We don't have targets. We don't have targets for the queen, so it's difficult to play with the queen without targets. He played this one h4, tried to create something in the king side here, to do something to open up a little bit the lines, and we have that one, threatening the pawn on f2, threatening the pawn on b2, so we have some exchanges here. He exchanged these two pawns, but now the position is extremely solid for black pieces. He continued like this, he regrouping the pieces, he started moving the pieces back and forth. Aronian tried to over push it a little bit actually, because he was with the back in the wall. He has to do something, he has to push for the win. But sometimes when you are doing this to over push some things, you can lose the game. And this is exactly happened. After these moves, he played there, he's protecting that pawn, and we cannot imagine that black is worse here, because the knight close to the king protect everything actually here. He cannot create a threat. And after these moves, he is waiting, and finally Aronian here tried to he gave the pawn actually in order to do something, and after this check he resigned, because the first easy continuation is like this. He's going to recapture the queen, or he can go after this check, he can go on g4, but we have this one, and after that he's going to sacrifice the 2 pieces for the queen. White cannot do anything there, he has to recapture with the queen, and the game is winning for black here. Black is winning that game. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and wait the new videos for new updates. If I see some new interesting games, tactics and things like this, I'm going to record a new video about this great tournament. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.